Hello, everyone. We have a extremely special treat for you this evening. Nika?
Yes, me. It's me.
Hey, Nika, how are you?
I'm great. How are you tonight, Tim? You haven't introduced yourself, but I kind of did it for you.
Oops, thanks. We're going great. We're going to get together, which we're doing right now, and we're going to talk about Absolver.
Yes. I'm real excited.
We saw this at PAX East, right?
We did, yes. We were some of the first... I don't really know if we were some of the first, but I'm going to say it. We were some of the first to get to play it.
Yeah, that's definitely not true. But I'm really glad that you said that to make people think that we're more important than we are. Let's, I guess, just briefly describe what Absolver is, and then we'll talk about what we actually played. Absolver is a kung fu punch game, right?
It is. But it's also a little more than that.
Okay, how so?
Well, I just feel like with a lot of the punch games, you don't really get so much a story behind them. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, it's just, you get in there and you fight, and then the story is something that kind of happens in a few cutscenes. But it seemed more from what we saw that Absolver has a little more of a story built into the game.
Right, maybe not any cutscenes as far as we know, but definitely built directly within the world. What with the people you're fighting having different masks and different enemies that you're sparring against, or even punching into death. Representing different factions and things like that. Yeah, we didn't get to see too much of the story, but even that little slice that we saw, you could definitely feel the story oozing.
Exactly.
Through all the cracks, which I dug. Plus, it's a lot like a recent game that I enjoy a lot, which is called For Honor, and that you fight your enemy, and you try to trick them, and you change stances, which for a hardcore fight game is a big deal, I think.
Yeah. And you were really good at learning those while playing.
Thank you. And you were really good at beating people's butts.
Thank you.
The combat is... It's actually really interesting. Basically, it's kind of a beat-em-up brawler style at first, but as you fight and get stronger, your character ends up learning new moves. So let's say I go fight Nika, right? We meet in the forest. She has a cool spooky mask. I have a cool spooky mask. And we square off. Nika kicks my butt all over the place, but she kicks me in such an interesting way, I learned something from it.
Which I thought that was a really cool mechanic to put in the game, instead of just having a skill tree or just different abilities that you can unlock to actually be able to learn from your enemies. It makes it seem more realistic, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, and I guess you can learn from your failure as much as you learn from quote-unquote success, which I thought was rad. And then you take what you learn and kind of put it in a dial-a-combo style tree branching thing with high stance, low stance, all that stuff. So you can be like, you know what, I'm going to attack starting at mid stance and then end at low stance, which leads to this other combat, or I can fake people. It was really complicated, and I thought that we both did a good job. Nika, you destroyed the people you played.
I did, but I have to say I think that was just beginner's luck.
Okay.
I don't think that I had any skill, unfortunately.
That's fine.
In that win, but I'm still proud to win.
That's so true. So the biggest thing that stood out to me, other than, I guess you'd say, the interesting fighting style, is the art style. It kind of has a blocky, yet not super duper blocky aesthetic, and just everyone's movements on top of the spooky masks. I don't know, it kind of started to make me drool a little bit.
It was really good. I liked it. And the background, it's kind of this, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's detailed without being like that super high intensity, you see every blade of grass, but it's still very beautiful to look at.
Yeah, it's kind of painterly in a way.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of geometric shapes and things like that. I don't know. I'm definitely super stoked to play more. How about you?
I am too. I also, so you liked the art. One thing that I liked, I guess it would be PvP versus actual gameplay, is kind of seamlessly built into the game.
Right.
Where you can run up against someone and you can offer to help them, or they might come up and they might kick your butt, and you just have no clue which one it's going to be.
Exactly. So like the mode we were playing in, which was like the open world zone or something like that, you could walk up to someone and you could offer to be their buddy, and then you can't punch their butt. If they decline it, they can punch your butt and you're like caught off guard by it. But then in that world, there's other humans, and then there's other not humans, and you don't always know who's who, and so you can attack the world together, or you can attack the other humans together. It sort of reminded me of Journey a little bit. Strange stories coming up without you knowing it, and so forth and so on. Inherent like player versus player, or co-op, I guess you'd say. Yeah. Well, Absolver is coming out on the PlayStation 4 in not too long. We got to see the PS4 version on the show floor. We are super duper looking forward to it, as I'm looking up the exact fact sheet, which I should have opened earlier. Release 2017, so doesn't look like there's a hard release date yet. And it's by Slowclap and Devolver. Devolver is publishing it, and they make amazing things. So look for it all over the place. Thank you, Nika, for chatting with me.
Thank you for having me and chatting.
Yes, I do not look forward to playing this game with you, because you did beat up everyone's butt all over the place. And will you promise to be friendly to me?
Of course. PvP stuff gives me, or PvE gives me real bad anxiety, so of course I will be friends with you.
That is true, judging by how you won't play competitive Overwatch whenever I try to get you to. That's fine. Thank you so much. Let us know what you're looking forward to, whether it's any games coming out, or what you think is interesting about Absolver. It's real cool. Thanks again.